Guys, if you are an electrician here and you're trying to study, I challenge you, take a look at this question. This question is the type of question you are going to see on your licensing exam. You're going to have at least one question like this on that licensing exam. Richie's doing the 12-foot rule, which is correct, right? We call it the 6-foot, 12-foot rule in accordance with Article 210.52 of the National Electric Code Book. So guys, we've gotten 5 comments so far giving answers, and everyone has been different so far. Okay, guys, hopefully you are ready. I'm going to show you why the answer is what it is. So I'm going to open up to Article 210.52. Okay, this is the code article about branch circuits. Okay, again, remember for this question, there's only one correct answer, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, some people have different methods, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Okay, first off, what we need to do, again, I'm a teacher, guys, so I'm going to teach this stuff. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to figure out what is a wall space. Okay, because remember, what are the minimum required receptacles on the wall space in this living space, right? So a wall space is any space 2 feet or more in width, and the parentheses is really important, okay? 2 feet or more in width, including spaces around the corners, okay? So guys, this is my recommendation. When you look at a question like this, what you need to do is you need to divide it based, not like the function and the calculator divide. What you need to do is separate the wall spaces. I'm telling you, this is the foolproof way to answer a question like this and get it right. This is one of the most screwed up questions. People will screw this up and fail their licensing exams. How many people took their licensing exams and failed by one question? Don't let this be the question that you fail on. So I'm gonna write wall space 1, okay? WS1. Okay, I'm gonna start at the door opening and I'm gonna go left, okay? So we have, I'm gonna add this together. We have a 6-foot wall space, but it includes spaces around the corners. Stairways are wall spaces as well. Richie, be careful. So 6 feet, including space around corners. What is that? So I'm gonna go plus 26, right? All I'm doing is adding the walls right now. Okay, plus 8, okay? Now the next wall space, it says, is a staircase railing, okay? So you should be asking yourself, okay, Richie's saying the landings, okay? So is a railing a wall space? Okay, so let's go here. Okay, so again, this is under the definition of a wall space. Okay, there you go, Richie. I see what you mean now. Okay, so 1 was the definition of a wall space, 2 feet or more in width, including spaces around corners. 2 says a wall space is also the space occupied by fixed panels and walls, excluding sliding panels. Okay, so that's not part of this question. 3 says the space afforded by fixed room dividers, such as freestanding bar-type counters or railings. Okay, so railings is a wall space as well. Okay, so again, I'm starting on the door. I have my 6 feet, I have the 26 feet, I have 8 feet, and then I have I'm gonna write 9.5, I guess, plus 9.5, which is 9 feet 6 inches. Okay. And then we have a partition, a wall, which is it's a landing, right? Then I'm gonna add, and it's the same thing, right? It's wall space, okay? Which is 7 plus 7.5. Okay, so my wall space 1 is 57 feet long. Okay, starting from the doorway, we have a wall space. It goes around the corners, and it's not broken up until we get to that landing partition / wall. Okay, so that's what we have here, 57 feet. Okay, so now I have wall space 1. Let's do wall space 2. Now, wall space 2 starts on that 3-foot landing. So like what Richie said, okay, that 3-foot landing is also wall space. So it starts on the other side of that railing. Okay, so it's 16, let me get my calculator, right? It's a 16-foot wall space from the railing on the landing to the corner, and then we have 4.5 feet, and then we hit a window. Okay, that window says it's 5 foot 6 inches, but there's no usable wall space below it. Okay, so for some reason there's a glass from ceiling to floor, apparently from this question. Okay, so 16 feet plus 4.5 feet, and then we hit this glass window. Okay, so wall space 2 is just 20 foot 6 inches. That's it. Okay, everybody following me? Now we have wall space 3, which is starting on the other side of that window. Okay, so we have a 4-foot space plus, okay, we have 5-foot window, but there is usable wall space below it. So I'm gonna go plus 5, and then we have a 7-foot and then a 15 foot, and then we hit that door again, which breaks up the wall space, okay? So hopefully we're all paying attention. I have 3 wall spaces. Does everybody agree? Does anybody disagree? So now we have to utilize the 6 foot, 12 foot rule. And I'm telling you guys, this rule electricians don't fully understand, okay? They might be able to install something that's code compliant, but they can't answer this correctly because this doesn't care what's code compliant. It answers what is the code minimum. So now that I have this, now we need to understand what the 6 foot, 12 foot rule is, okay, guys? It says spacing. Receptacles shall be installed such that no point measured horizontally along the floor line of any wall space is more than 6 feet from a receptacle outlet, okay? So some people read this incorrectly and they say, okay, I need to install an outlet every 6 feet. That's not what it says, okay? It says 6 foot, 12 foot rule. This is how we describe it, okay? So this is what we do, okay? Here's my wall space, okay? So it says, let's say this is my wall space, right? No point along the floor line of any wall space. So I'm gonna point, boom, I'm pointing. Okay, no point shall be more than 6 feet. So I'm gonna go 6 feet in this direction and I'm gonna install my receptacle, okay? Boom, that was lefty, that's why that looks terrible, okay? It's because I'm pointing with my right hand, okay? So this point is code compliant because it's within 6 feet of a receptacle. Now I'm gonna go 6 feet in this direction and do the same thing, okay? I'll do it righty this time, it looks a little bit better, okay? 6 foot, code compliant. 6 foot, code compliant. That means any point in between here is code compliant, right? Because they're all within 6 feet, okay? Now, what's the distance between the receptacles? It's 12 feet. That's why we say this is the 6 foot, 12 foot rule. So now this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start with my 57 feet, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go 6 feet, and I'm gonna install my first receptacle, okay? Right, that's what we did. 6 foot first, okay? So that means 51 feet I have remaining, okay? Now, I'm gonna go 12 feet between my receptacles, okay? That's what I did earlier, 12 feet in between. 6 foot to the first one, and then in between, it's 12, okay? Yeah, that's what my final inspection looks like. All right, well, we'll see. Okay, so here's my first receptacle, and then I'm going to subtract 12, okay, and that's going to give me, what, 39. So that was my second receptacle. I'm going to do the same thing, 12 feet in between receptacles, minus 12 to my third, and there's 27 feet remaining. I'm going to go minus 12, that's 15 feet remaining, right? So that's my fourth receptacle, and then I'm going to go minus 12, and I have 3 feet remaining, okay? So right now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 receptacles. Did I do that right? 6, 51, 6, 39, 12, 27, 12, 15. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 receptacles all on wall space 1. Does that make sense? Okay. Now you might be asking, but Aaron, you have 3 feet remaining. Is that code compliant? It's like, yeah, I can go to the end of this 3 feet, point to it and say, hey, is it within 6 feet of my receptacle? Yeah, and it's code compliant. So I have 5 feet or 5 receptacles for my first wall space, okay? Each wall space, you're gonna do the same process, okay? That's what it says, okay? So now I'm gonna subtract 6 feet, and that's gonna be my first receptacle, okay? And the remainder, I have 14 feet, 6 inches, okay? Now I gotta go in between receptacles, so I'm gonna subtract 12, and that gives me 2 feet, 6 inches remaining. And again, go to the end of that wall space. Is it within 6 feet of a receptacle? If you can say yes, then that's your final answer, okay? So 2 I have for wall space number 2. So now let's do this, okay? Same process. I'm gonna go 6 feet, okay? And install my first receptacle. That gives me 25 feet remaining. Let's go in between receptacles. We're gonna go 12, and I'm gonna install my third or my second one, and that gives me what, 13? Let's just go 12 in between, and that gives me 1, okay? 1 feet remaining. Go to the end of that wall space and ask yourself, am I within 6 feet of my receptacle? If you can say yes, boom, that's your final answer. Okay, so I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Guys, I have 10 as my final answer, okay? 10 is the only correct answer. Guys, can you install 11? Sure, you can install 11, but what does the question say? It says, what is the minimum number? What is the code minimum? And it's going to be 10. 10 is the only correct answer, okay? Because again, guys, I want you to realize that there were some people that gave A, B, C, and D. There's a lot of people that got this question incorrect, and it's not your fault, okay? The code is difficult to read. So, listen, I want to explain to you, bro, the bill is going to be too high, possibly, but that's okay, because it's the code minimum, okay? 12 is the convenience answer. Rishi, you're probably right? If this was my installation, you know, if this was my home, yeah, I probably want 12. You're absolutely correct. I really need to be versed in this, brother. I'm telling you, I have videos every single day. I do lives every Monday and Friday. If you stay fresh in your code book and just continue watching, you're gonna be fresh. You're gonna be pretty versed in it. Got it now. Can you send me this video if you recorded it, brother? I will get that to you. I'm gonna post it on YouTube. I'm gonna make sure that everybody has access to this so they can study and pass their licensing exams, brother.